Bernice King, Martin Luther King's daughter, did not come to play with y'all today. Tweets on fire today. Me and my mother at my father's funeral. He wasn't assassinated because he said he wanted his children to be judged by the content of their character. He was gunned down because he was courageous and strategically working to dismantle racism, poverty, and militarism. She said he was speaking truth to power about Vietnam War, about economic injustice, about racial injustice, about the other America, about the violence of the American U.S. government. You see the video right here. She left it for you. And this one, she started slanging on them, y'all. Today, people who don't want the truth shared about these things are using one quote from a speech that my father gave about injustice in his dream that would have eradicated injustice, including racism, to ban honest history under the guise of banning CRT. Y'all pissed Miss King off. She said, but banning CRT, which many who are zealous about banning don't fully understand, isn't actually the goal. Instead, books about freedom and freedom fighters, including her father, who was a non-violent warrior, are being banned. And teaching on racism is being banned. You can't change history. You can't change history. That's what they cry and say. But when it comes to CRT, they don't feel the same way. She said, truth about the past and continue a fight for justice and freedom is only a threat if a person considers the freedom of others bondage for them. Transparency about how racism and white supremacy has devastated and continue to devastate is necessary for humanity. And I would say imagine, but in reality, it's folks on Twitter trying to argue with this woman about her own daddy. They ain't gonna like this. Misuse of a murdered man who was then among the most hated men in America by white supremacists for talking about and doing something about what many want us to shut up about today. For the benefit of banning even him is unconscionable. And that's on MLK Day. Now, as a matter of fact, that's on the romanticized and sanitized versions of MLK y'all love to shove down our throats every year. Miss King said we must teach our children the truth about history and about what we must do to conquer the hate and injustice. We must do that at home, in school, via books, art, etc. She goes on to say, anyone unwilling to do so cannot humanely claim concern for hurting white children as a reason. Because if we keep them to the stack, ain't nobody trying to teach your kids critical race theory. But I'm going to say that for next video. Bernice King said, black children are human. Brown children are human. Racism is destroying the world that our children live in. And if adults are not courageous enough to confront it, what are we teaching our children? What are we leaving our children? She concludes by saying, finally, what is the intentional focus of CRT distracting those who have fallen prey to the fear mongering from really focusing on what? And then she might drop it with a rhetorical question that some of y'all already need to answer. What's not being corrected when history is not being taught correctly? What's? You know what it is.